What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Some pretty big news dropped this morning in regards to the FreeStellarBlade campaign, where StellarBlade is receiving an update with new outfits for Eve, the protagonist, where it's kind of reinstating what was censored initially with the first outfits that people were so upset about. And a lot of people on Twitter, including Grums, are taking this as a win. And I'm taking it as, we got something. We're still not getting the original outfits that were promised to us in the original trailers, but at least StellarBlade and Shift Up are listening to the fans and giving us what we're asking for. So I can understand why Mark Kern and Grums on Twitter is taking the victory lap here, but at the same time, it's not like a total victory. It's more of a compromise. But with that being said, we also have journalists out there that are not happy with gamers getting the win. Who'd have thought? A journalist that doesn't have the gamer's best intentions in mind. This time, it's Paul Tassi from Forbes, and he's pretty pissed off that gamers got the win. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article talking about the FreeStellarBlade movement and how gamers finally got a win. Forbes video game writer Paul Tassi is pissed over the Korean developer Shift Up's decision to add in a number of removed sexy outfits from the game StellarBlade. This development came with a latest patch for the game, which includes a new boss challenge mode and several new costumes. And we'll dive into Paul Tassi in a second, but let's go over what's changed in StellarBlade because this is pretty interesting. First off, the initial outfits that were censored on Eve added that bit of cloth in between the chest, where a lot of gamers weren't a big fan of that, especially because we were promised something different in the initial trailer reviews of this game. We're like, okay, that's what this is going to look like? Great. And then they censored the bunny outfits and people were like, why did you do that? And they came back with, well, we didn't really mean to. We had to. It's just this weird thing. We just, let's just move on from this. And gamers weren't having it. Mark Kern started the FreeStellarBlade petition, got nearly 100,000 signatures on it. Congrats on that one. When gamers come together, anything is possible. It's very impressive to see that. And Shift Up added in these new outfits in their place. The Midsummer Red Hood, described as a TetraStar C&T's Midsummer Collection swimwear, where even the biggest bad wolf can't bother Red Hood's summer escape. And Midsummer Alice, marketed as TetraStar C&T's Midsummer Collection swimwear, step into Wonderland's vacation spot and make it your own. And in addition to those outfits, the boss challenge mode has replay against defeated bosses on multiple settings, alongside the two new outfits and the unlockable new costume, the Neuralink suit, by defeating all bosses in the new boss challenge mode. And the community was pretty happy about this. It started with Grums first. I saw him tweet out that this was a win for gamers, and he said, "We did it! You did it! FreeStellarBlade celebrates as Shift Up and StellarBlade uncensor outfits. Thank you everyone who participated in the 8-step plan and the petition. Thank you Jam Third for listening to gamers. Please sign the petition, which will now be sent as a gift to Shift Up. So many have helped to make this possible. Everyone worked so very hard. Gamer voices are small but growing. Our wins will be bigger and bigger over time." And I get it. And I am just as excited as Grums with this. At least the studios have been listening to the gamers and not just listening to the journalists lately. It seems like we're almost taking the games back. Finally, long overdue, but it's happening, slowly but surely. But at the same time, the initial outfits are still censored. And that's kind of an issue for a lot of people. I mean, at some point, you gotta be like, how much are we gonna fight? They gave us what we wanted, just a different variation of it. So I guess, yeah, it's a win, but at the same time, they still censored the original outfits, so I could see why there are some people that are like, no, don't let go now. We still need to get those outfits uncensored as well. It's like, at some point, it's like, look, we got something, and this is better than nothing. And honestly, it's on par with what they removed, so you really got to bend over backwards to be upset about it. But Paul Tassi wasn't having it. He wrote an article on Forbes and he let everyone know that this is not a good thing with gamers getting what they want. Bunch of entitled crybabies that just always whine to these developers to make a game that they want to play. How dare they? The bad part about this is that the culture war folks here have been rewarded for their frankly ridiculous campaign lambasting this game. The developers, Sony, everyone for the original outfit changes as some sort of conspiracy which did not exist. Well, it's not a conspiracy. The developer even acknowledged that that was implemented at last second. This was verified multiple times through multiple translations. There's no conspiracy that they had to censor it last second before shipping it. But whatever, I guess just you can go with that because you didn't research it. I don't know, but either way, it just sounds like this mad, get off my lawn, how dare you ask for things in a game that you're playing and paying for? You're not allowed to do that, only journalists can do that kind of thing. It's just, But anyways, that wasn't even the worst of it. He continued on Twitter in response to Grums. Grums said, Paul Tassi and Forbes are so mad right now. He is seething over the petition. This is how you measure your victories. And he added the screenshots from Paul Tassi's article on Forbes, to which Paul Tassi replied, like quote tweeted Grums, and said, do not care about how the new StellarBlade outfits look. They're fine. Giving these guys a win absolutely sucks. And they'll be dining out on it forever. So yeah, I'm not thrilled about it. Like, that's just so entitled to take something away from gamers and tell gamers they're not allowed to complain to a developer about changing what they were advertised and promised initially and saying, hey, what that thing you tried to sell us, it came a little bit different. We'd like to get what you told us you were going to sell us. That's not okay for gamers to do, because if they do that, they're entitled whiny crybabies. That's not a good look, Paul. I mean, I'm going to be honest. You're literally drawing a line and making your audience, your gamers, hate you. Stop doing stuff like that. It should go without saying, but it kind of comes across as like someone who doesn't play games. Someone who isn't engulfed in the environment and understanding the passion behind it. Someone that just wants to point at people and laugh at them because they are getting something that they love. It's such a weird take from me. I don't know what to say about it, especially with Paul being someone who I typically respect when it comes to journalism. It seems like over time, this keeps happening more and more and more with him. And I'm wondering what kind of road he's going down in his journalistic career right now. Overall, most gamers are excited about this, looking at it as a total victory. We're getting what we wanted, even though it's not those initial outfits that were promised. We're getting outfits that are very similar, that do basically the same thing anyway. They're going to be in the game, but then you get the gamers out there, they're just like, yeah, we're getting new outfits, but the old ones are still censored, and that's still a problem, so we haven't had full victory yet, and they want to keep fighting for those to be uncensored, which I get. I totally get that. Like, I wouldn't, like, point and laugh at those people. Like, it makes sense, logically. Like, from their position, they wanted those original outfits uncensored. They want to keep fighting for it. As far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's an outfit that does basically the same thing, and Shift Up is trying to make everyone happy with it. I can totally see all sides of this, except for Paul Tassi that's just crying, whining, and complaining about gamers getting what they wanted. Like, it's such a weird line to draw in the sand, but again, journos being journos. I'm going to leave it there, but again, if you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com. I will link this article in the description below, and shout out to thatparkplace.com as well, because they had a bunch of information on their article that I was able to save time when I wrote my article, using their article and information with their links and the tweets and everything. So That Park Place is another awesome outlet to go to. I will link their article in the description below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT.